Welcome to Thinking Outside the Soil with your host, Shani Alfalfaseed, where we get to talk story and touch on topics about hydroponics and the farmers who grow the crops and creatures we need to eat. Good morning, and hello from Blooming Health Farms. Thank you for being with me on this beautiful day. We are out at the chicken farm doing our morning chores, and it is windy and it is cold, and the chickens just don't care. And I love that they just do their own thing, and it's just funny to see them blowing around. Their feathers are going crazy as they're scratching and pecking. I just threw out some of our microgreen leftovers. We had a little bit of the roots from growing our microgreens up in Wyoming, and they're just having a hoot right now. They followed me all over the yard underfoot, and just chatting away, being chatty chickens. And since I'm out there feeding fodder for my chickens, I wanted to talk a little bit more about hydroponic fodder for chickens and some of its benefits. I know I've been shouting from the rooftop for a while now about hydroponics, and that's because we've been feeding our hens and all these other feathered friends like our geese over there in the pasture for almost 2 years. And I have, like I said, talked a lot about the different types of benefits in my show, in my book, Thinking Outside the Soil. So go check those out. I will have some links in the show today and relevant show links in other episodes as well to point out to those different things. And a lot of it's talking about this special blend of grains and legumes and seeds that I've put together that we call our chicken crack sprouting mix. And I've also created a small little system that allows us to grow live feed every day for our flock. And we're getting pounds of live hydroponic feed every single day without a lot of work, without a bunch of electricity. We don't have a bunch of water pumps. We don't have a bunch of lights. So it's really great. And as well, and then of course the instructions to sprout that live feed every day, and then all of the resources to be successful. And I'm even creating a more robust course than I have in the past for wherever you may be on your chicken journey. And the idea really is to get lower feed costs, spend less time feeding your hens some of these amazing supplements, and getting eggs that are better than organic ones on the shelf. I have not asked you for a while to leave a review, so if you are enjoying the show, or if you're not, please do be so kind as to let others know what you like, what you don't like, and subscribe to the show so you know when the new episodes are released. Did you know that chickens are what they eat? And you are what your animal eats too. It sounds crazy because we're so used to hearing about the things that we're putting in our body, and many of us in the agricultural world that are familiar with chickens are all talking about pasturing chickens, which is very, very ecologically sound and important. But today I want to share 3 revolutionary insights about how hydroponic fodder can even help those that are pasturing chickens. So what's this big idea about using hydroponic fodder? Well, the idea really is that we're creating a sustainable and efficient feeding system that's not just good for the chickens, but it's also great for the farm's productivity and profitability. Specifically those that are on smaller plots of land than can support pasturing or doing intensive rotational grazing operations. For example, where I am staring out over here, I'm looking at a pasture that's a little bit over an acre, and then behind me is about 3.5 to 4 more acres that have outbuildings, that have other things on it that aren't specifically dedicated to agriculture. So being able to use a chicken tractor or some type of other mobile coop on a property like this becomes a little bit cumbersome and challenging if it wasn't set up from the beginning. So we have found a way to synchronize and or hybridize some of the best ways. So the first thing I want to share about hydroponic fodder is its nutrient efficiency. And really the big idea here is that hydroponic fodder is able to provide a dense, nutrient-rich feed. And this is important because it ensures that the hens are healthier, you're getting more nutritious eggs, and you're not removing a lot of those other nutrients you may be trying to establish on your land as the grass stands and others become established. The second thing or big benefit that I wanted to talk today about is really how we've been able to lower our feed costs and time that we are out here with our hens. I'm able to sit here and instead of doing chores, record a podcast. And what's really great about all of this time saving and money saving is that we've been able to do that by automating a lot of our work and then batching it and scheduling it into little areas of our life, which really means that we've got more savings and less of the actual grunt work. We can just pick up the pieces from the destruction that animals do. As you know, with animals, or if you don't know, just know that chickens like to be curious and get into things, and you do have to spend the time taking care of them. And now we get to spend more of that time observing instead of doing those simple caretaking activities that are required. And the last thing that I really wanted to share is how amazing our eggs and our hens are. The eggs are coming out better than organic. And I say that word not loosely, I say it very pointedly, is that we are adhering to the USDA organic standards. We're working on transitioning over our flock to an organic label. Right now, the land that we are on is still waiting a little bit of the time so that we can prove that there were no chemicals put down. But we're doing all of the feeding practice. We use New Country Organics, and I source only USDA approved products to put in our chicken crack sprouting mix. On the other part of that, we are pursuing certified humane. There's been several little hiccups on our journey to getting certified, but we are constantly auditing ourselves against the certified humane standards and ensuring that we are meeting or exceeding those, even though we are yet to receive our certified humane. Something that I really want is to be able to have those standards established for Blooming Health Farms and then all of the farmers out there that we are beginning to work with, as well as the backyarders who are interested in getting really happy hens with really yummy yolks. We are trying to do what we do so that we can just take back our food from those people who think they could tell us what we need to eat. And while I'm not going down that road or particularly commenting or sharing an opinion about the feds or the regulations that may be out there, what we are trying to do is just be the best and go beyond what is required, so that we can be better stewards to the earth, be better stewards to our flock, and be better stewards to our community. Now, many out there have said to me, well, Sean, I do chickens the way I do because it's so easy and there's no way I could do it like you. Hydroponics sounds really technical. And I'm not able to access it because it's expensive and I don't know where to get the stuff. Well, in reality, it's really quite accessible. All of the stuff that we created was DIY originally, and I have sourced a significant amount of it off the shelf, meaning I went to like Home Depot or Lowe's or Ace and was able to purchase much of the products. And with simple modifications, we've developed a system that significantly simplifies the entire process. And the course that we're creating is in a few different parts. I am working on something for backyarders who are either just getting started with their chickens or really want to hone in on getting better than organic eggs with absolute ease. And then I'm also interested in expanding out other homesteaders like here with Ethan and Shay and others who bought their first house and are trying to establish a lifestyle of self-sufficiency, of self-resiliency, and transitioning it into some type of entrepreneurial activity. And we advocate that you should spearhead all of your homesteading activities, or the entrepreneurial ones as well, with egg production. So we are getting ready to release something really special here shortly, where we're going to be able to get you all the things you need to have live feed all the time. And we've been teasing out the requirements and necessities for this, and I will consistently and continuously ask you out there for your feedback on what is it that you want or need. And in a episode on barnyard language, when I was interviewed by the hosts, one of the things they asked me was, how can we get hydroponics more into the limelight and allow consumers to be able to eat livestock products from hydroponically grown systems? So you get to be part of the next agricultural revolution by sprouting fodder for your chickens. Hydroponic fodder for chickens is the way to really stand out in the chickening world. But that is all I have for today's show. If you want to learn more about how hydroponic fodder is helping out people like Ethan and Shay, helping out others of us here at Blooming Hell Farms, go back into other episodes and just check out the show. Just start binging and let me know what you think. You can also head on over to thinkingoutsidethesoil.com to get yourself a copy of my book. And anyone who is ordering in the month of April and May is getting a special edition, personally signed autographed copy of Thinking Outside the Soil for me. So when I see those orders coming in, we will get you a copy signed by me. I will personally address it. Thank you again for joining me on another episode of Thinking Outside the Soil. Take care and have a lovely day.